Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video, we'll explore about Java backend technologies. Without further delay, let's get started. So if you want to become Java backend developer, so you should know all these technologies. We'll see one by one. First, Core Java is mandatory. So you should have good understanding about Core Java. Core Java, there are some important topics like hoops concepts, exception handling, collections, and multi-threading. So these are the very important topics as part of core Java. And apart from that, Spring Boot. Spring Boot is a Java framework, one of the most popular framework to build REST APIs as a microservice architecture. So people using Spring Boot as a framework to build microservice architecture based applications. And if you want to know the Spring Boot, first you should have some basic understanding about Spring, like the life cycle of the Spring and what are the core components you should have it. So after that, you should have the good command on this Spring Boot. So in Spring Boot, you should know what is Spring Boot, how to create Spring Boot applications, and how to add the dependencies into Spring Boot applications. And there are multiple plugins available in the Spring Boot like JPA, Activator, DevOps tools. And if you want to work with database, we need to add MySQL database plugins. So like this, there are multiple things are available in the Spring Boot. You should aware. Then if you want to deal with any databases, like if you are working with any applications, that data is very important. To store the data into the databases, we need to work with ORM, object relational mapping. So here JPA or Hibernate you can use to work with Java backend to deal with databases. And next you should have knowledge on databases, either Oracle, MySQL as a relational database, and any one of NoSQL database is also mandatory. And apart from that, Docker. All the applications are deployed into the Docker now because Docker is a containerization platform. So all the Spring Boot applications we are deploying in Docker. So you should have good knowledge on the Docker. Kubernetes is not a mandatory, but you know what is the Kubernetes, why we are using. At least you should know the basic understanding about Kubernetes. And also you should know some of the tools like GitHub, because if you are working with the real-time projects, so this project related code we need to store it somewhere in the repository. For that one, we need to know GitHub, what is the use of this and how to use this. And also you should know the Jira. Everyone following agile methodologies at the time of working with projects to track the task related information, people using Jira application. So you should know what is Jira, how to use the Jira. And next, Jenkins. So once development is done, you need to commit the code. Then Jenkins pipeline will build this project and it will deploy into that servers. For that purpose, we configuring Jenkins. So at least you should know what is the Jenkins. Basic understanding about the Jenkins you should aware. Then SonarQube. SonarQube they are using to identifying the code quality. So we need to write some Junit test cases for the Java backend code. In that, how many test cases are passed, how many test cases are failed. Based on the percentage of test cases passed, we need to allow the deployment for that particular code. So for that one, they are using SonarQube. So you should know what is SonarQube, how this SonarQube will work, and how to write our JUnit test cases to pass this SonarQube. These are all the minimum tools you should aware of to work with Java backend. Thank you for watching. If content is helpful, please like, share and subscribe my channel for more content.